let's go to line one. Ryan in Pennsylvania. Ryan, you're live.
Hey, John, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Good, good. Hey, I know it's just we're constantly repeating the same stuff, and it's like when you think about what's going on with the Republicans and Democrats and all this other stuff, there's like when I mean there's nothing to vote for, I think the people just realize that it doesn't matter if a Republican's in there or a Democrat. We're all going to be at the same spot. I was listening to Rush the other day, dude, and he was saying that the Republicans don't want the Trump supporters, dude. They want to destroy us. So, like, when they get in, they're going to let all this gun legislation and everything pass, dude. It's a reality, and they're going to do nothing to help the Trump supporter. They want the elitist Beltway people. That's what they want. They want the cocktail parties, man. They don't want us redneck losers or whatever they consider us. But we're the actual bread and butter of this country, and I think America, for the first time in my life, I've seen the awakening, and I've seen a lot of good guys. You know what I mean? I went to that Trump rally the other day, and I was in a hotel while my buddy was wiping mace off his face from some interactions with Antifa, and I'm listening to these people talk in the background. I think it was, I don't know exactly who it was, but they were talking while I'm watching my buddy suffer a little bit, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm done with the talk. I'm looking at a man of action, and he was helping in a peaceful way. He was just trying to save people and help people. And you hear all these people talk. Oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, and then there's nobody there doing action. And action doesn't have to be violent. Action can be in the street, overwhelming force. It could just be going to your state house. It could be like getting every one of your neighbors go door to door. Like, we have options before bad things happen. You know what I mean? And I think we're there. I think this is obviously everyone. We always say it, but it's beyond Trump. It's us, dude. It's us. It's the people. McConnell means nothing. These senators and everything mean nothing. But I got to be honest. We lose some major traction if Trump concedes, man. Like, you know what I mean? We lose major traction, and then at that moment, it's going to get bloody. Like, he's going to have to take ownership of this thing, or he's going to have to tell his people before Christmas, listen, I'm conceding, and the fight's yours. Do not drag us to the very end and then pull out, because I won't vote for Trump in 2024 if he does that. With all this hype that's been going on, this is about the people, not the politicians, and we just got to keep that in our soul.
Well, Ryan, you're right. And like me, I think the president's going to fight to the final moment of the final hour, which is when one of these candidates one of these people put their hand in the Bible. So I don't think you're going to see him give this up. And there's still hope as long as these two big lawsuits are still on the docket of the Supreme Court. They either got to kick them out or hear them. But look, you're right. There's an awakening here. We're woke now, and we're just. It's almost like that movie. Remember the movie Network, where everybody opened up the window and said, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. It's kind of what's going on right now. And Karl Rove still wants to fool you and take your money. And they think we're saps. And they all think we're going away. And you're right. They don't want the redneck deplorables and pickup trucks. And they don't want, the fellow that called Bob from LJ that, is working, that's got dirt under his fingernails. See, they loathe us. It's not like they don't like us. They loathe us. They find us to be loathsome. They want to go rub elbows at Goldman Sachs in the 51st floor at some office building over at Wall Street. They want to go to the football owners club and eat caviar and fly on their planes and get money. That's 100%. What they want. They want power. And they want prestige, and you got these senators running around with 18 staff members fawning over them like they're a rock star, and they pull up in limos and all that crap. That's their world, dude. And so we come along, and all we do is get in the way, but we're silent no more. So Ryan, you're right. Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
Too, man.
We're not going to give up this fight, Ryan. This is only the beginning. They think, look. First of all, the Democrats, with all the fraud they did, thought we would just go away. Now the Republican establishment thinks we're just going to go away. The Trump phenomenon is over. We're just going to go away and get back to the old days. McConnell's the leader. McCarthy's the minority leader. They all get together. They make deals. It's all good. They have a scotch. They have a Chivas Regal. It's all good. Not good. We're done. Thank you. Let's get to Charlotte in Pennsylvania. Charlotte, line 1, you're live.
Hi, I'm calling because I wanted to say just a couple points. One, we have Toomey up here, Senator Toomey. He is like anti-Trump. He was against the tariffs. You know, he's more pro-China than pro-Trump. But he was good for a party line vote. Okay, so if that's all you got, that's all you got, and if that's your only choice, then you're better that than having Democrats in there. And then our state Supreme Court in Pennsylvania, they redistricted us, so we lost our Republicans a couple years back, and it's been years trying to vote them back into office. So you got to be careful about letting Democrats get the upper hand. Any moment they take it and they run wild with it. So you got to vote those Republicans in, Loeffler and Perdue, even if you have to hold your nose. Okay. Then the other thing is that Electoral College Act was explained yesterday on Rush Limbaugh around the 1 o'clock hour. And the whole point of that is to run the clock out till January 20th until the House votes. And we got 38 Republican states with 38 votes outnumbering the Democrats. And what they do is they have one representative and one senator in writing object to the electoral votes from each of the states when they come up. And they have to have 2 hours each to debate this, and they can run those 2 hours out for the whole damn day. And so they're running the clock out times how many states they're going to object to till like the 19th of January or something. And it comes down to the wire, and the House of Representatives has to vote for the president, and the Senate votes for the vice president. Okay, it isn't that, because if you have the House and the Senate not agreeing during this electoral college thing, then it goes to the governor of the state. So the whole point is to string it out in debates. Do not let it have an opportunity to go back to the governor of the state. And you just run the clock out till it's dire, and the House of Representatives and the Senate has to vote. The Senate for the VP and the House for the president. And that's how you do it. So maybe an expert can get on for that electoral college.
Well, it's not going to happen, Charlotte, because McConnell's already said he's not going to vote. He's against this, and you're not going to get enough. You're not going to get enough senators. I'm not disputing anything you're saying. Okay, I'm with you. I want it to happen, but I also can't give false hope. Okay, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen, Charlotte.
Representatives with courage.
It's not going to happen, Charlotte. If you want it to happen, maybe the guy Shannon at 6 a.m., you got to recall McConnell. But McConnell's already strong-arming Republican senators not to vote for this. They want to move on. So we got to remember this, but I don't want to give false hope here. If you want to see Trump put his hand on the Bible, we need a win, okay? That can happen if we get a win. The win has to be they take Sidney Powell's case, they hear the evidence, and then it falls like a house of cards. Then you can go to the House, you have something. Right now they don't have anything. So they don't have the votes. And look, I'm advocating for you. I believe in what you're saying. And I believe that Kelly Loeffler should go on the record and saying she's voting Georgia not to seat the electors because of the allegations of fraud and all the irregularities. So I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. I'm just saying that based on what everybody said, the scenario you laid out is not reality. It is not going to happen.
Okay, I just wanted to say that Democrats took us down by 1,000 cuts. You know, it just wasn't one thing they pulled during this election. It was 1,000 cuts over time. And, we got to try all kind of different fronts on them, 1,000 cuts. So
I like it.
The courts are great. The legislature, we got to come at them at all angles.
Yeah, now you're talking my language. That's what we have to do. We need action that's real. And it was the gentleman that called up, Bob in Blue Ridge, Georgia, that's recalling Speaker Ralston, Shannon from Arkansas that wants to recall McConnell. That's all they understand. Right now they got a recall going on for Gavin Newsom. They got half the signatures. He's shaking in his boots. That's all these politicians understand. Get him out. Thank you, Charlotte.
1,000 cuts. Wait a minute, I just want to tell you, they're going through the FEMA money. That omnibus thing is for FEMA. They're going to stack FEMA up so the states can drain it during the emergencies for whatever they need it.
You're right, Charlotte. Charlotte, you nailed it. Thank you. Charlotte, call anytime. Thank you. Very passionate. Thank you. Line 2, let's get to Rob in Boston. Rob, you're live.
John, let me get off the speakerphone. How are you today?
Never better, Rob. I'm fired up. How about you?
In the middle of a snowstorm, John, and if I hear that representative, whoever he was, whine and cry about what he has to do. Hey, Mr. Rep, you said there's 2,800 pages. Get 280 volunteers. Get 2,800 volunteers. Get 2,000 volunteers and read it out loud. Read it so everybody in your district can understand what the hell is in this bill, and then vote. Your job is to vote. Period.
Hey, Rob, you got to get off the speakerphone. We can barely hear you.
I am off the speakerphone, John.
Oh, get back to that sounds better right there. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Sorry, told me to yell.
Now look, I mean, but what Griffith said though, they're stuck. If they vote no, they're hurting their own constituents. If they vote yes, they're helping Pelosi bail out the same states that have put the restrictions on to get the bailout. I mean, if you really think about what they did, put the restrictions on to put people out of business so that you have to vote for their bailout.
I got it. John, listen, I'm in Boston, okay? This is where they hatch all these crazy ideas up here and then spread it throughout the world, okay? The bottom line is let these guys vote, okay? Let these Republicans vote yes or no on this bill. Force these people to vote. And the bottom line is this. Obviously, we know that the House of Representatives is where the action is. And by the way, John, you need a videographer to come down to Georgia for you? That's what I do up here. Love to come down and shoot video for you, just so you know. And
all right, come down after January. Call me up. I don't know. Kira's got the phone lines jammed, Rob, but text me as soon as you hang up so I have your number, 757-692-1710. 757-692-1710. Okay? Go ahead and do that. Rob, Boston, thank you. Let's get to Andrew in Atlanta, line 2. Andrew, you're live.
Yeah, good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning, Andrew. I'm fine, thank you.
So, yeah, I was just calling. Hopefully you can record this and send it to Kelly Loeffler if she wants my vote. That's the reason I'm calling.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want Kelly to know. I know that she voted for the National Defense Authorization Act. She's not standing with Cruz, with Hawley, with Paul, with Cotton. We all know that here. We do our homework here, John, and we know that she also supported that Warren Amendment. So she's telling us just with those two actions that she doesn't stand with Trump. But if she doesn't get out there, and you're right, John, if she doesn't say that she opposes those 7 states, those that are contested for Trump, we're not going to go out in January and vote for her. So hopefully she gets out there. She tells us that she's going to stand with Rand Paul and oppose the electors from those states. Let them present the evidence. And if she says that, she's got my vote, John. I'll be out there in January. Simple as that.
Well, I'm going to send this to her, Andrew. Andrew in Atlanta, thank you, because I believe that's all she has to do is she has to fight. And if she does it in a way that's demonstratable, not sending out a tweet and then the next day saying the opposite of what the tweet said, which is really what she did, which then delegitimized the tweet at night, and it was a head-scratcher to me. That's what she has to do. I think if she does that, she's got a chance to win. The consultants are telling them, oh, don't do that because you'll lose suburban women in Gwinnett County or something. You've already lost them. They've already voted. Okay, look, the Democrats are getting their vote out, right? 3 days in, they've already people have voted. 25,000 of them are new voters. I don't know where they got those. 35% of the early voters, all African American, in DeKalb and Fulton County. They're going to lose. Right now, they're going to lose. And so if they don't change it, if you go down the same path, you end up in the same place. But Karl Rove keeps getting money, and he keeps making 18%, so he'll have 5 yachts instead of 4. Thank you. Let's get to Kevin in Northwest Georgia. Kevin, line 1, you're live. Okay. Let's get to Delegate John McGuire. John McGuire in Henrico, Richmond area. Delegate, good to have you with us.
Hey, good morning, John. How you doing today?
Great, man. Great. I got your text. I wanted you to call in.
Yeah. I just want to tell you, man, I love what you're doing in Georgia. I think being a voice for the constituents, and they think that's a bad thing, disruptor. Well, hey, we all need to be disruptors, right?
Mm-hmm. What does what does these two senators need to do to win?
Well, they gotta basically expose the Democrat hypocrisy. I mean, you said it earlier. I mean, you talked about Nancy Pelosi. That's freaking evil, where she withheld this money, and then now right before Christmas, and everyone wants to go home. I don't think I could even say it as well as Morgan Griffith, but be honest and expose their hypocrisy. And this election with Trump, I heard what you said earlier about how you're with them to the end, and I love it. And I think the American people need to be behind this president. I mean, he's risked everything for us, and I think he should challenge everything he can challenge to the last minute. So I'm behind him 110%. But what these two senators need to do is they need to be out there, they need to meet constituents, and they need to expose and show them what you're going to get. Do you want the Green New Deal? Do you want to wreck the American economy? Do you want socialism? They need to expose that.
John McGuire, I tell you what, you're a fighter. You ran around in the district in your Trump truck for weeks and weeks. I really appreciate what you've done. And, John, you're with us because I'm going to fight until the final minute of the final hour of the final day. And so is the president. And quite frankly, so is Mike Pence, who's been surprisingly tough in this fight. But this is one of these things you just can't give it up. You can't give it up because it's the end, but it's the beginning, John. Think about it. It might be the end. January 20th might be the end, but it's really the beginning because we're woke now, John. We're woke and we're coming. And we're coming in a big way, bigger than they've ever seen. You know what? The Nancy Pelosi's of the world, they've manipulated, they've cheated, they've stolen, they've done power plays, they've run rings around the feckless Republican leadership. McConnell sold us out, but now we see it all because you know why, John? We're woke now. Silent, no more. John McGuire, thank you.